I'm a visiting professor in Warwick University in the UK and Stellenbosch University in South Africa. I'm a doctor and an expert professor in business, in economics, in investment, and in wealth creation processes. Now, recently I added this wealth creation after I've learned a lot from my mentor, okay? So I'm an expert in these areas. And when I give you some of the idealisms on this and you apply them, you will be happy, okay? Knowledge that you gain from this will help you to be happy. All right. So I want to start by saying that in my experience, the most common reason why people fail to achieve true wealth is because of lack of knowledge on wealth creation. I won't lie to you. It's because of not. It is not about school. It is not about higher education. I have colleagues who are highly educated professors and doctors. Some of them come to me begging me for 1,000 cedis, some begging for 14,000, some begging for 20, some don't know where else to go. It is not about intelligence. The same way intelligence does not connote sagacity, just like taciturnity does not connote imbecility. Okay? When a person is taciturn is when you are silent, when you are quiet, you don't talk, you are very cool, you are quiet, you don't talk. Some people will think that you are imbecile. They will think that you are mad, you are an idiot. You are not. Now, the same way when a person is intelligent does not mean that the person is sagacious, because sagacity is bigger and wider than intelligence. So knowledge about wealth creation processes is essential. I had to go and learn this after my PhD. Now, while for other people, it is often because of lack of confidence about creating wealth. They don't even know that wealth is created. And ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about wealth, I'm not talking about money. Okay, money is the last thing on the, if you have been following my program. And please, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe there. I have the first 5 videos, intelligent videos that will expand the entire cerebellum of your brain about the knowledge needed to acquire to build your foundation for anything. As a good worker, as a good employee, as a good student, as a good father, mother, and a child, and a good business person. Okay, so please watch that and subscribe to that so that you can get those things. Okay? I just have to flag in. People tell me that I don't mention it. Okay, I need to mention that you should subscribe to the YouTube and watch the rest of the information on YouTube. You will love them. So I have explained deeply what goes into wealth, the Greek meaning, the entire etymology and the morphology of wealth. I've dissected it there. Okay, I have connected wisdom, knowledge to wealth already. I've gone through the intricacies of the wealth of Solomon and how the foundation was not the money, but it was all about the knowledge that Solomon acquired, the knowledge and wisdom. Please, if you're listening to me at this stage, I want to now go back to our main source of information. And that source is the scriptures. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 4. Okay. Normally, I will take you to Google and I will show you the scripture. Today, I want to move faster because of some powerful details I want to get to. So what I want to do is I want to rather let you read it. Okay. So I want to give the opportunity to somebody to read it for me. Isn't it nice? Okay, so that's what I want to do today. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 4. Who is there? Just raise your hand and I want one person to read because I want to use it to build a point of wealth that we're about to acquire here. Who is bold enough to please read Ezekiel chapter 28? And I can't speak without quoting the scriptures because the entire being of me and the knowledge I've acquired comes from there. And please, I'm not using the scriptures as a religious book, far from that. If you have been following my teachings, you will notice that I don't quote the scriptures on the basis of religion, but on the basis of knowledge acquisition. And so I have atheists in my class, those who don't believe in God, and I have agnostics in my class, Those who don't believe that there is even truth. Okay, so let me allow Georgina Ehelebet to read that scripture for us. Okay, and then Georgina, I've allowed you. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello, Ezekiel 28 verse 4 says, yes, with thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Okay. Every scripture you read in every Bible, you will get a similar point. And the similar point is that by wisdom, you have gained gold and silver and abundance in the treasuries. By what? By wisdom. By wisdom. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. Wisdom is the ability to see what is obvious when it is still a secret to the rest of the world. Wisdom is powerful. And King Solomon was blessed with that kind of knowledge. He requested for it. He had it. So King Solomon says something in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 24. Proverbs 14:24. King Solomon said, the crown of the wise is their wealth. The crown of the wise is their wealth, but folly of fools bring folly. Oh, I love this. Folly. Folly means stupidity. Okay? The foolishness of fools bring more foolishness. But the crown of the wise is their wealth. So when you see that somebody is wealthy, and by the way, wealth is the summation of knowledge and wisdom and integrity and loyalty and kindness and service and sacrifice, all of them combined, that is wealth. Before money comes, money is at the bottom on the pyramid of wealth. So some people, when we talk about wealth, their mind goes on the money, no. And so you're going to see something that can make you wealthy already. If you are already earning like 1,000 Ghana cedis or $1,000 or 500 cedis or 500, you are going to have some wisdom that will help you double that every month. Just pay attention, please, because this is going to help. There is no doubt that many of you here, let me just take this opportunity to unmute some people, okay, so that we don't have, all right. There is no doubt here that many of you will agree that a successful strategy for creating wealth is to cut your losses short. Note that you cut your losses short and then let your profits run. Okay, that's what some people, in fact, according to the Free Dictionary, wealth creation is the accumulation of assets, especially those that generate income, over a long period of time. Please note, you can have an asset that is not generating income. Are you aware? For example, and that is why Ghanaians are very funny. Some people think that every Ghanaian must own a house. Who told you? It doesn't really work in that way. And this mindset is making a lot of people go into unnecessary debt. They go for mortgages and they go into unnecessary debt because that house is not going to generate income. It's not an asset. It's not an asset. It's not generating income. The only thing is that it's stopping the person from paying what? Paying his rent. But that rent, you will come to later realize that that rent may have gained over the years of building, a lot of money have also gone into it. So even though the person is not paying rent, he's still paying mortgage, which is just like paying the rent. But then the headache, we'll come back to that. Okay, that is not the focus here. So that is why knowledge is very important. Many people still invest in assets that lose money rather than the financial assets that generate growth and income. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to show you today is the 3 laws, the 3 principles to wealth creation that I want to introduce to you that will enable you to stop losing money but rather start earning money on your own terms. You are not going to be losing money. You are going to be earning money in your own terms. Okay? I will not be there, but with the knowledge you've acquired today, you can do that by yourself. Okay? Because this is an important thing. Many people are willing to spend years studying to gain formal education all the time. Okay, I have a colleague who has 3 master's degrees and 2 PhDs. Okay. Sometimes I ask myself why I even did some of those. Okay. With the expectation that they will be able to obtain a job that will pay enough to enable them to sustain their desired lifestyle. That's it. Yet, when it comes to educating themselves about creating wealth by themselves, they never have any clue. They don't even have time to find the time to learn, how can I create my own wealth? Not that somebody is giving me an income, but myself, how can I create my own wealth? They lack that knowledge. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. It says, lack of knowledge, my people perish. So that is why you see a lot of people on Monday morning, go and check tomorrow. On Monday morning, the heart attack rate will rise by 35%. People are overworked already this weekend. They are overworked. And on Monday, they keep working underpaid. At the end of the month, so many people, today is the 17th of the month, and a lot of people, as I'm speaking, have squandered their salary. Why? It's lack of knowledge. Okay, the majority seem to live from paycheck to paycheck, which means that they have to work harder and longer to create extra income that will satisfy their need. Oh, no, your income you already had can create the income for you. You don't have to depend on the consistent extra income. So how is that possible? The desire for individuals right now to have whatever they want now. We call it constant immediate gratification now. That desire, they want things now, and pay for it later means that many of them forego what is known as the required planning. Okay, that planning process to ensure that they have enough wealth even after retirement. And so you see a lot of people after retirement, that is when they get broker and broker. Why? Because there was no proper planning. And the proper planning is because the salary, to them, their salary was already small. So there was nothing they could do already with that. It's a lie. This shouldn't be the case. As it is never too late to get your savings and investment in order. Based on experience, I feel that many people do not have enough time or thought to the principles of wealth creation. They don't have enough time to think about it. They don't know that wealth creation is done by everybody. It doesn't matter whether you are earning less or you are earning more. They take it for granted because they already understand them, according to some people. They do not need to give them that attention that they deserve. But let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, because I'm yet about to get to the detail. How many of you here are truly building a nest egg to ensure that you are financially secure in your later years? How many of you are doing that? I know quite a number of people are doing, okay? You are building a nest egg, as you see on your screen. There are 3 principles toward wealth creation, and now let's go to the first one. The first principle towards, and I will dig deeper into each one of them. Please, at this stage, tell your children, tell anybody around you to just put everything away. Because what I'm about to tell you can change your situation by the next 1 year, by the next 2 years. Just pay attention and follow the guidelines I'm about to give you. It will surprise you. I'm going to give you evidence, statistical evidence, and Excel results of my own approach I have used, which I have made more now in the COVID than before the COVID. I have made more in the COVID than before the COVID. And because of some of these principles, that I'll show you my own itemization to help us get from the point. So the first point, to be wealthy, to create your own wealth, is to spend less than you earn. Spend less than you earn. Okay? Spend less than you are earning now. Cut down the cost. This is the first rule, the most crucial rule, starting point for every investor in this world. Now, ask yourself, which wealth creation principle do you follow consistently? Unfortunately, the majority of people don't follow the first principle here. spending less than they earn. Who? Somebody will tell you that even my income I'm earning is not even enough, and you are telling me I shouldn't spend. They don't. And therefore, they are not able to move on anyway. For those who follow the first principle of spend less, what they do is that they invest their surplus cash. Many of them fail to do their homework before they do that investment. So those that actually save or do the investment, they don't do the right due diligence before they do that. As a result of their lack of knowledge in this area, many people either don't invest wisely, or they are not even able to leave their investment long enough to compound over time. Spend less than you earn. Let's get into the details of that. This is the first rule, and a lot of people don't do it. In fact, it is said that all over the world, the people that do it the most are the Chinese. The Chinese, the moment a child is born, the Chinese teach that child to have a piggy bank. You all know a piggy bank. Piggy bank is that kind of thing you put coins in, you can't even take the money. And what the Chinese father or mother would do is that the Chinese father and mother would tell the child that if you read this book, listen, okay, that's what I do for my family. If you read this book and you are able to finish reading the book in 1 month, I will give you this amount of money, say $40. Once I give you the $40, if you are able to put all of that $40 into your piggy bank, next month I will double that $40. This was an approach they were using to train their children. So when you check the GDP of China, they are the biggest savers in the world. Full stop. This is because many people don't have a budget. That's what they don't say. They don't have a budget. And without a budget, how do you even know how much you are spending? I'm about to show you my budget. How do you know how much you are spending or how much you can save? Usually, it is not until at the end of the financial year that is when people will come to what? Realize that, oh, this is the situation. Now, let me show you on the screen some sort of a budget, a personal budget. Okay? Now, this is just an example that I'm showing you. Okay? And you can, of course, you can create several ones. And if you need my templates, and this is a fake numbers I've put there. If you need a template, I'll send you that template. You need this. Every single person, ladies and gentlemen, you need this. So, and I'm going to mention some of these things to you. When you go to your Excel, okay, Excel, and you type the word budget, okay, in Excel. So just open an empty Excel and go to the file. And when you go to the file, you kind of try to open a new document. You see all the examples. Just type budget. It will give you family budget, personal budget, small business budget, okay, all kinds of them. It's going to give you. And this is one of them. Okay? And what is going to happen is that you put the incomes you are earning. So here, I'm putting some of the incomes here, okay? I put the income I'm earning, say here. And the first income is, say, $18,000, okay? The second income is, say, $2,800. The third income I'm earning is $164. These are monthly incomes, okay? Yours can be anything, okay? Now, so this is an income that's I'm earning, okay? This is a hypothetical. Now, what are the expenditures? So this thing is going to give you your expenditure. The expenditure, you see, I'm telling you, if you don't put this thing down, if you don't document it, you will never have the spirit of saving. And you will see that it's going to be difficult to be able to create wealth. It doesn't matter how many thousands of money you are down. Just put what I'm telling you down, and it's going to save you a lot of things by 1 year, 2 years, 3 years time. So if I'm paying mortgage, I put that there. Mortgage, I'm paying $394. Mobile phone, the things have been created already. Yours is to just put in the amount you spend. Electricity, $66. Gas, okay, $29. Water, $41. Cable TV, like DSTV, okay, $48. Okay, waste removal, okay, maintenance and repairs, you put that there. Supplies, you put that there. And then you get all of the totals for that. That is only on your housing. Now let's go to your entertainment. Okay. So if you are paying for Netflix, okay, you put that amount there. How much am I paying for Netflix? $12. CDs, nothing. Movies, nothing. Concert, nothing. Live theater, nothing. Movies, I go to the movies, maybe I pay $50 for that. Okay. And then the total is automatically generated, and then you have the total there. I'm telling you, I'm about to show you something that I did last 2 years, and the benefit is giving me. I'll lie to you. So you get a total for the housing, which is $676. You get a total for the entertainment. Now let's go to transport. Transport, vehicle payment. Okay, so $1,480. Taxi, $99. Insurance, $0. Licensing, $164. That is licensing of your car or something. Fuel, $50. Maintenance, $82. Others, you put that down. Now let's go to some loans you have taken. Okay. So if you have taken loans, okay, I haven't taken loans also. So loans, personal loan, put it down. Student loans, put it down. Credit card, put it down. You write, all of these things have been written down for you. Yours is to just put in the numbers. Okay. The next one, don't underestimate what I'm about to give you out of this. It's insurance. So if your healthcare insurance, you put it down. Taxes that you pay, you put it down. Food, okay, groceries, $165. Dining out, you keep going out and be chilling your body. You don't document it, $41, okay? And all kinds of savings and investments that you do. A baby account, okay? I've created a baby account, I created a family account, created an investment account or anything. You have all of that there. Then let's go to gifts and donations. Your parents, you give them some income. So parent, $330. Friends and others, $83. Charity is $0. You know, Africans, how good we are when it comes to charity. We hardly give charity. Okay? Then your pet. If you have a pet, the food you buy for the pet. When did you start accounting for the food you buy for the pet? You underestimate that. Medicals for the pet, grooming for the pet, toys for the pets. Somebody is sitting down. Do I even do that? I'm telling you. Then you go to your personal care. What are your medical bills? $33 a month. Your nails, okay, your medicals for your person. Your nails, your clothing, your dry cleaning, okay, your laundry, okay, your mentorship that you do with others, and several other payments, okay, your court cases. All of these are automatically accumulated and put down, and then you generate the amount. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this. Okay, now let me show you the secret, and this is real. What I'm about to show you is my own real situations that I did. This shocked me. And it was after this that I said, goodness me, a lot of people are losing. Now, I used to buy bottled water. In 2020, I decided I'm going to cut it down because I now saw the investment. Sorry, I saw the expenditure I was making. And I said, goodness me, is that how much I spend on bottled water? Go do not see me. So I decided to calculate the amount of money I spend on bottled water a year. Okay, I was spending about 15 Ghana cedis on bottled water, okay, a day. And I don't buy it every subsequent day because of the number of people I have. And I realized that if I should buy sachet water was going to cost me 4 cedis, which means that I was going to save an amount of about 5 cedis. About 10 cedis. But I buy this thing 15 times in the month. So if I multiply the 10 cedis I save by 15 times, I save 150 a month. Then I realized that if I should calculate the savings I make by year, I multiply the 150 by year, and I was saving 1,800 cedis. That means I save 1,800 cedis every year. Every year. Now listen, wealth. Oh, lack of knowledge, my people. Then I went to my DSTV. I realized that I had a DSTV and I was paying 420 Ghana cedis. Ouch! What are they doing? I like my football, so I can't run away from my football. So I downgraded and went to DSTV Compact. Now I was paying what? 299 cedis. I multiplied that by 12 months and I realized that I could save 1,452 cedis only on DSTV a year. 1,452 cedis. Now, in fact, I could go down, okay, if I don't want football, but I like football, so I'll continue that. Then I go to the next one. These are just 4. In fact, I have 18. I'm just showing you 4. Okay? And how much income I have gained over the period, just the past 2 years, and you shocked. I went to my fuel. I realized that I was spending 1,200 Ghana cedis on my fuel alone. I realized that I could do most of the work from home and save. I could save 900 because if I do from home, I will only pay 300 for the month. I was able to save 900 Ghana cedis every month for 2 years. Okay, but what I'm about to give you is just for 1 year. Multiply that 900 by, what do you call it? 900 by that 12 years, and I was able to save, what is it? 9 times 12. I was able to save 1,080. Okay, 1,080. No, 10,800 Ghana cedis. That is how much I saved. 10,800 Ghana cedis for the year. Add that one to my 1,008. Add that one to my 1,452. Now let's go to Friday night out. I go Friday night out with my family. I was spending 500 cedis each time I go. It is a cool job, cool time. I was spending. Now, I'm not saying that you should be doing this, but just look through your own. I was spending 500 cedis a week. I was spending 2,000 cedis a month on Friday night out. And so I tell my family that, no, we are not, because now I can see the amount of expenditure. You get a point? I have calculated them and seen it over the years. And I said, goodness me. So I now go back to my family. I tell my family that, can we do Friday night out once a month? And then the rest will have some cool time at home. Okay, lobby. This is where you got to lobby. Okay, got to lobby. I did the lobby works, and now we do 500 a month. I was saving 1,500 every month. Multiplied by 2 years, I was saving, by 1 year, I was saving 18,000 cedis. Ladies and gentlemen, add the 18,000 cedis to my 10,000 cedis. We're talking about 30,000 cedis. Add it to my other ones that you see here. It was about 32. Well, to be honest with you, when I checked my yearly expenditure, savings I made, I was saving 62,000 cedis every year. 62,000 cedis every year. That was how much I was saving. And now you have this income sitting down. But hold on. That income, remember, you would have consumed it, isn't it? You would have consumed that income. But now that you know that it is a savings, you don't have to consume it all. Okay? What you do is that don't touch it. So I realized that, so every month, I was now putting this money into a savings account. No, not savings account. I'm going to show you what you should put it in. And now that income is now going to generate more income. Do that for 10 years, and I'm telling you, you are a multi-millionaire. So when I see myself as a multi-millionaire, somebody doesn't understand why I am, but I am because of saving. It's not because somebody is earning more than, in fact, a lot of people who are earning more than me, they are surprised when I show them some of the things that is happening. Let's move on. So the first thing you want to do in your investment wealth creation is to sit down and calculate anything that you buy. Monitor it for just 3 months. I guarantee you, you will see that you have made the biggest mistake of your family life. It's because you are not putting them down. That's the point. You are not writing them down. You are not excelling them. You are not typing them into an Excel. When you type them into an Excel, you will see that that chocolate you bought, you should have accounted for it. That little 10 Ghana cedis you gave out, you should have accounted for it. That 5 cedis you gave to that man begging on the street, you should account for it. That thing, and when you look, that word little drops of water is not a small thing. You then come to realize that you have made a lot of wastages over the years. Let's move on. Now that you have these incomes there, what do? Put that income into 5 different interest yielding assets. Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? Interest yielding assets. Now, what is the first thing your banker might tell you to do with her income? In fact, I'm shocked that there's a woman who was earning $1.5 million. And this woman just went to dump the money to her banker and just put it into a savings account. Mommy, why will you make that mistake? Why will you put $1.5 million into a savings account? Oh la la, lack of knowledge, my people perish. The banker will put it into the savings account, all right. But what you don't know is that the banker will generate income because he will transfer that into a different financial instrument. But let me first talk about savings account, because the essence of savings account is for you to use it for your savings, okay? And with that, I'm going to the second way of making income. The second way of generating income is leave your investment alone so that they grow. Put that down. Leave your investment alone so that they grow. It is a second principle of wealth creation. So you remember that savings I told you that I made? You don't have to touch it. Leave it alone and let that savings grow. Now, how do you do that? Leave your investment alone. Einstein referred to this as the power of compounding. He calls it the eighth wonder of the world. The eighth wonder of the world, the power of compounding. Yeah, I know somebody may be sitting here and be saying that, I know what compounding is. I know what compounding is. No, hold on. When you invest wisely, your money will earn interest. Your money will earn dividends. Your money will earn capital gains. Now, when you reinvest these interests, these earnings, these dividends and capital gains, it will yield additional income because of the compounding effect. So over time, it is this rule that is a real key to wealth creation. So once you embark on your investment journey, you should leave your capital alone and allow that capital to grow. Only when your investments are generating income and growth, the two of them, not just income, they are generating income plus growth of the income that is equal to or better than what you earned from working. Listen carefully, this is important. This is why many people, you see, now the money is coming, they start doing lifestyle. They start buying fancy cars, buying new mobile phones, buying things, okay? Don't do that. This is what you should do. It is only when your income, your investments are generating income, and those income are also generating, those interests are generating income, that is when you consider using the interest on your interest, which is now your profit. You don't touch the interest that it is gaining, but the interest on the interest. That is when you start peeling off and going for holidays with that. So you don't touch your principal, you don't touch the interest the principal has made. Okay, you know why? Because these things were things you were not touching in the first place. Without them, you were living. Without them, you were surviving. So this is not a time. Always, the great financial advisors will tell you that allow a minimum of 10 years to be touching these things. That is when your lifestyle will come into play. I'm telling you, there are so many people who have cars, they have houses, and they are broke. I know many of them. They have houses, not household, houses. They are broke. They have V8, latest, Maybach, big cars. They are triple broke. I'm telling you. I know many of them. Some of them are in my class. Some of them come to me for ideas. And the reason is because to them, the outsiders see them as loaded. In fact, there was a man, he has 4 Land Cruisers. I said, Chief, are you bad? He says, Doc, you won't understand. I said, no, Chief, this is madness. He's not asking me to give him $200,000 for something. I said, I can't do that mistake because you are showing off. That money you are using, you don't need it. Your husband has a car, your wife has a car, the children have cars, okay? The house is cars. And yet you are renting. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to recognize that the income you spend should only be interest. Okay, the interest on the interest you are earning. That's what you. So it means that as the income compounds, okay, with a compounding interest, as the income grows, before you start what peeling off, don't touch the original money and don't touch what it has actually generated. Sadly, many investors prefer short-term gratification, and they will dip their investment to buy a car. They will dip their investment to go on holiday. They will do something unrelated to wealth creation. And over time, they get broke again. If you do this, you need to be aware that this will potentially put you years behind your goals. This is because when we talk about compounding, it produces only modest gains over the first few years. The first few years, you don't even get much from compounding. The real effect of compounding is when your money is left for a longer period as it begins to grow much faster. Now, I want to share something with you. The different kinds of investment or things that one can do. The smallest one, this is the savings you can do. And this is from Stan Chart. And I just want to show you why sometimes it's funny, okay, why you put your money into savings. Why will you put that your money into savings? You shouldn't have done that in the first place. Okay? I'm going to show you that this cut across all the banks. It's not just Stan Chart or Stanbic or anything. It cut across all the banks. Okay. Now, if you put your savings or your money, which is less than 2,000, follow the cursor. Okay. Let me see what I can show you that here. Okay. 2,000. Okay. If you watch it here, 2,000. You put anything less than 2,000, you get no interest on it. Okay. You get no interest. All right. Now, if you put an amount which is 2,000 to 5,000, okay, you will get an average of 0.6 interest if you go for premium savings. I'll be talking about the normal one, saving plus. I'll not talk about premium. Okay, you'll be getting like 5.5%. Ah, goodness me. How small that could be. If you put, let me just jump into, if you have 100,000 to 500,000. If you have 100,000 and 500,000 and you go and put that into a savings account, this is how much you are earning. Okay, about 4 to 4.5%. This is small. But the question becomes, why will a person put 100,000 to 500,000 into a savings account? This woman, okay, had put 1.5 million into that savings account. That is what this woman was doing. Biggest mistake. Okay. Now, the reason is because this is money you don't need. Now, with the savings account, of course, the advantage is that you want to take the money out, you want to put the money in, but this is money that you don't need. This is money your goal is to put it down to yield an investment, because this was money that you actually saved from your expenditure. You dilated your expenditure, and you got to know that your expenditure is actually more, and you were able to cut down your expenditure, and you were able to save this money. Yours is not to go and eat it again. So you don't put it in a savings account. Okay? That's not what you do. So what do? You go to the banker, and because the banks are making money, some of them won't tell you. So you go to a fixed deposit. I'm going to tell you why sometimes even that one, there's a bit of an issue. Okay? Now, what is a fixed deposit? A fixed deposit is an instrument. Okay? It's a kind of money that the banks allow you, gives to you, and it gives you a higher interest rate than the normal savings we just spoke about. You know, the normal savings was, even if you put in 100,000 to 500,000, the amount of money that you are getting back was just about 4%. 4%. Now look at the fixed deposit. Fixed deposit, the disadvantage here is that you can't come and take the money if there is an emergency, because there's a specific date that money has to put down, whether it's 30 days, whether it's 60 days, whether it's 91 days or 2 years. Okay, and you can see that as the interest rate, as the days go longer, as you get more days, the interest rate increases. Now, but that is dependent, and that is even from 10,000 minimum. Look at that, 10,000 Ghana cedis minimum, before you now go and drop that money into what? Into this kind of thing, and look at the interest. Okay. Now, if your income gets to 100,000 to 500,000, look at the interest, even there for 2 years. Look at the interest. Compare that with even when the income is 10,000 to 25,000. The interest is 9.75%. And with the 100,000 and 500,000, the interest is 11.25%. Now, here's the point. This is a fixed deposit, which you can do. But what is the goal? The goal is that you're not going to touch this income. Remember, you are creating wealth and asset. So once again, this might not be the best one to go for. Okay, so we go to the next level of investment. And again, these two are all with the bank, with the commercial banks. They are not with the government. They are with a commercial bank. Let's go to the one with the government. Now you go to the one with the government. Okay, let's scroll down. Now you go for government treasury bills. Treasury bills. And ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how much your salary is. Go and buy treasury bills. I say go and buy. Okay, get into that habit of moving your income from the savings and use it to buy treasury bills. Okay, and because your goal shouldn't be about taking the money today or tomorrow, go for a longer period treasury bills. Okay, and we have the 91 treasury bill. Treasury bill is a government debt, so the government will give you a bill, okay, a paper, and then what you do is that you give the government money. So when you give the government money, it's like you have borrowed money. The government has taken money from you. And so you are now more or less like you're owning the government. And the government will have to pay you interest for doing that. The government will pay you interest. Now, as I was speaking, okay, there are currently 91-day treasury bills, which will pay you an interest of, look at it. For those of you who are following me, look at the interest. This is good. Even 91-day treasury bill is good. Of course, currently there is no 1-year treasury bill, okay, or the 364-day treasury bill is yet to be found out. It's coming tomorrow or so. But look at that. Look at that for that kind of interest. For 364-day bill, you are going to be earning 16%. Do you remember the one for the savings? Do you remember the one for the fixed deposit? You can see that here there is a bigger saving. And remember, you are creating wealth, and the money that you are putting into these instruments, these monies are monies that your goal is not to be touching them, okay? You're not touching them. Now, if you can even be bold enough, then you can go for bigger ones, okay? Bigger ones are bonds, long-term bonds. They take the longest years to mature, you know, like the government issued securities. And so that one is you're going to keep your money there. You roll over and roll over and roll over, and that will be giving you interest, and the interest will be giving you interest, okay? Compounding it every single time. And now what is going to happen is that what you are going to be earning, eating, is going to be the interest on the interest. That's what you're going to be doing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a portfolio and some little have gone into this fixed deposit, some little have gone into treasury bills, some little have gone into coupons, okay, and some little, what you are little, what is going to happen is that over the next 3 years, you will look back. And what I have seen is that when I went into some of these things, I have become a millionaire in my own world. Lack of knowledge, people complain about COVID-19. Lack of knowledge, people perish. Now let's go to the last one, because I don't want to tell you the real lessons of all that I'm teaching here, okay? Let's go to the next one. The next one, and I've spoken about bonds. So bonds, the difference between bonds and treasury bills is that bonds will give you a longer maturity time period, okay? So bonds, we are talking about 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, okay? And in some places, it even goes all the way up to 30 years. Okay? So that one, you have a longer time period, and the interest rate will be bigger in the process. So for example, if you look at the 2 years fixed note here, for those of you who are looking, look at the 2 years fixed note here. You can see that with this 2 years fixed note, your interest rate is 17.5. It's quite substantive, because you are giving money out, and it's going to take a longer time for them to actually okay, to collect it back. And when you actually put in an income of, say, 100,000, okay, with this, what it means is that you're going to be making about 18,000 cedis on it. You're going to make about 18,000 cedis by the end of that 2 years. Okay. And this is good, but it's paid every 6 months for you. Okay. You go and collect it every 6 months and you enjoy it if you want, or you can roll it back, okay, and then actually use it. What I'm trying to say is this: begin, and the basic one is to start saving. But no, the basic one is for you to begin to go and itemize your budget. Make sure of the things you are spending. Every dime, every kobo, every peso, every little ditty thing, you need to be cautious and know that, oh, how much did I put into this? And put it down and monitor that for just 3 months. I'm telling you, by 3 months, you open your mouth wide in disbelief and you ask yourself, why didn't I know this all this while? If you want to teach you how to be able to level your own playing field and save significant income by a year, that is a different thing I can teach you. Now, the next one, and this is key, okay, because this is what a lot of people don't do. And a lot of people have some small money, they don't do certain things, and they are losing significantly every single month. Oh, where is this? Okay. And that is the problem that a lot of people are going through. The next one is mutual funds. So some of you may have heard about Stanley, Sames, mutual funds, okay? EcoBank, mutual fund, Data Bank, M Fund, and several things. There are several mutual funds, okay, where a group of people come together and then they grow their portfolio of assets. And then whatever interest that is gained there, they actually use. Okay? You can speak to an investment advisor to give you all of those details. My next key is the next way to multiply your income, and that is buying shares. A lot of people don't do that, buying shares or buying company stocks. Okay, if you want, and you should want to think along those lines. Okay, for those of you who are talking about 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 there, you have to begin to start thinking about buying shares. And I'm going to tell you some key points about this. It is the third principle and the last principle of wealth creation. This is just the basics. I'm going to make a very important announcement on this. Now, this third principle of wealth creation simply means that invest your money wisely. All too often, a lot of people, they do what is simple and easy. That's what they do, rather than what is wise. When it comes to investing, they do what is simple and easy, rather than what is wise. But a wise investment must give you two things. A wise investment. One, it must give you capital growth. In other words, your capital must be growing. And two, it must give you income. If an investment does not have two of these, components, then someone is benefiting from the components that you are not getting. Take it from me. Someone is benefiting. Your investor, your wealth manager, your investment banker, your broker, somebody is benefiting. Investments that don't have both of capital growth and income, okay? And I want to share that principle there with you. Investment that don't have that, okay, what it means is that they are going to give you just average investments, okay? And you're going to get average returns. So the best method, and I'm going to tell you the best method for investing that will give you both capital growth and income growth is to directly invest in shares and property at the same time. Okay? Invest in shares and property at the same time. Exactly how to go about it is a whole different topic. I'll look at it later, next time. Okay? But this is it. This is where you maximize your portfolio. This is what makes the Warren Buffett. This is what makes the great people actually do some of the great things that the world doesn't understand. You see, investing wisely in these types of assets is a higher risk, but the reward is also worthwhile. That is why you need knowledge. That is why you don't just get up and do that, but you need a knowledge and understanding. If you are willing to gain the right knowledge and the right skill to lower your risk and minimize your losses, I'm telling you, you will realize that this is an incredible way to get yourself into. This is all over the world. And sometimes you don't have to even look at it in terms of cedis. You have to look at it in terms of dollars. Because when you look at it in terms of dollars, it makes sense. Now, for your information, for those who might not know, you have to begin to keep some of your income also in dollars because of the depreciation of the local currency. So some of your income, so go get some dollars, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. Get some dollars and put it down. By Christmas time, boom, there's an increase. People are buying things from outside. So the dollar rate rises. Then you can now use it, convert it, okay? And then you know when the bubble bursts in January, and then you can now be able to get it. But I'm focusing now on the stocks and the shares. Before you can do stocks and shares, and this is a higher level, okay? For somebody sitting down here, say, even cutting down my savings, I've not talked about it, and you're talking about shares. Even trying to do savings, normal savings, or even doing normal investment, like fixed deposits, like treasury bills, bonds, and all of those mutual funds. I've not even tried any. You're talking about shares. Let me tell you something. Once you invest in shares, you have to consider how you will manage your investment risk. In other words, you need to consider your exit strategy before you invest in shares. Most investors don't consider this because when they invest, and I'm going to show you something that will surprise you. When they invest, they expect the asset to rise, isn't it? You know that a lot of people, when they invest, they expect the asset price to go up. They are investing in maybe a particular stock. They expect in their head that asset must rise so that they can recoup their investment. Please look at Luke chapter 12, verse 28. And you will see that you don't just do that. Luke chapter 14, verse 28. Luke chapter 14, verse 28. Who will read that for me? I want somebody, please, to get me engaged because I'm about to show you some principle. I always tell you that the principles in the scriptures are designed for you to be wealthy. Luke 14, verse 28. Is there anybody who can please help me with that scripture? You just raise your hand. I will unmute you, and then you can share that with us. Okay. Sir Aaron. Let me go to Sir Aaron. Okay. Aaron Buffett. Share Luke chapter 14, verse 28 with us. Oh, yes.
Okay, much more in bosses. Yeah. So Luke, I hope I'm clear.
Yes, you are.
Okay, Luke chapter 14, verse 28. So it reads, "For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it?"
Thank you. The key point is, that's the key point. The key point is calculate the cost. Which of you want to build a house? Do you know why some people start building? They get to a point they are stuck. Then rain and shine and the sun and everything will start beating their walls. And by the time you realize the whole wall has broken down. The simple answer is that they didn't calculate the cost. So whilst you are expecting the asset price to rise, you should also calculate what? The cost. The cost here means that you should expect the asset price to what? Fall as well. See, even though it is likely that the asset will rise and the value of the asset is not realized until you sell it. Do you know that? When you buy shares or stocks, the value of the asset is not realized until you sell the asset. So this is considered as unrealized profit. The profit is not realized, okay, since the asset's value can what? Can fall. That is why it is important to consider how and when you will exit. How and when you will exit. There are two things. First, consider the exit strategy of your investment. Okay? Before your investment turns sour or doesn't perform as you expected. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, many investors mistakenly believe that if they have not sold a stock or a share, that is falling. So the share price is falling, oh, it's falling. But if they have not sold it, that's their mind, okay? Then they're falling in value, then they are not losing. So what you are saying, so you have a share price and the price is 8. Okay, it goes to 6, it goes to 4. As far as I have not sold it, to them, they think that they are not losing. But let me demonstrate for you. Let me demonstrate why the opposite is true, and it is a lack of knowledge. And a lot of people lack this knowledge. So 90% of people that go into shares, which is great. That's why those who are able to get the knowledge do well there. If I buy blue chip, okay, some of you, it's one of the stocks. If I buy a blue chip share, that is rising. And I want to use my pen. I wish I can use my pen to write on the board here for you. I know with a high probability that the stock will generally rise, okay? So let me write it here for you to see, okay, the point I'm trying to say, because this was, somebody said this will surprise you, okay? So I know that, okay, the stock, the blue chip stock will generally rise a minimum of 20% in price over the next 12 months, okay? So it's going to go up a minimum of 20%, okay, in the next 12 months. So in the next 12 months, I'm going to earn 20% on blue chip stock. Let us assume I invest 5 stocks, okay? I put my investment in 5 stocks, okay? Throughout the year, 5 stocks. So I write 5 stocks here. And if you can follow this, okay, even if not today, one day, when you go into that area, you will come to benefit. So I buy 5 stocks and the 20% of each one of them. But along the line, 4 of the stock prices, they rise in value. All of them rise. So 4 of them rise, 4 of them go up by 20%. I bought 5, but 4 of them go up by 20%. However, one of them, the price falls by 20%. Now follow me. So I was hoping that all of them will go up, all of them go up, one of them. So it means that I make a gain on the 4, and then I lose 20% on the 1. Now let's use actual money. Suppose I invested $1,000 in every stock, $1,000, and the price has gone up by 20%. Remember, I put in $1,000. The price has gone up by 20%. It means that I have made how much? You can type it there for me. These are those who love the mathematics. Okay? I have bought $1,000. The price has gone up by 20%. It means I have made how much? 200, right? How did I get a 200? I bought the thing at $1,000. Okay, it goes up to 20%. So 20% is 20 divided by 100 times the 1,000. Okay, this, that, and then when you multiply, you get 200. Okay, so it means that I make $200 on each of the 4 that I have. Okay, that went up. But then I will lose how much? Who can tell me? I will lose how much? Remember, I will lose $200. Okay? So it means that for the 4, I have made an income of $800, isn't it? And then I have lost $200. Now listen carefully. This thing they will never teach you in school, I'm telling you. And that is why a lot of people after school, they don't know so many things. Okay, so I would have made $800 and I would have lost $200, which would give me a net profit of $600. Do you agree with that? Let me write that down, because sometimes when you see some of these things, they help you. So you are now going to make a net profit, okay? Net profit, let me write it here, of $600. That is your gain. And that net profit is how many percent? How many percent is that? Okay, when you look at it carefully, it is 12%. And again, because I want us to understand what I'm doing, I will show you how I got a 12%. Now, I'm sure you all understand how I got a 12%. Okay? 600 is the net gain. So 600 divided by 1,000, 5,000 times 100%. Okay? Let me write it there. Somebody, because today I want to teach not too complex mathematics. Let me just, so 600 is the gain I made, divided by the 5,000 I put in. Okay. What do you get? You get something like 0.12. Okay, and when you multiply that by 100, that is 12%. Okay. So I have gained 12%. That is the amount of income, 12% on the capital of 5,000 that I actually put in. Now listen, let's assume that I decide to hold onto the stock that is falling in value, okay? And I believe that there is a chance that this stock will come back again, because you see, it's naivety, it's lack of knowledge. However, by the time I realized the thing has gone down, because the thing is going down, okay? It has gone down, it's bypassed the 20%, going down 25%, going down 30%, going down 40%. Boom, it's gone down to 50% by the time I realized, okay, that the thing, because I was hoping that the thing was going to rise, it's not rising. So what is the effect of this on my portfolio? That portfolio, you would have gotten what? You'd have gotten 600 now. On the falling share, you would have lost 50% or $500. That is it. You wouldn't lose $200, you would have lost $500, meaning that the unrealized net profit changes. No longer 800 minus 200, but is now 800 minus 500. And so your profit, your unrealized profit is, your unrealized profit is now $300. Okay. And $300, okay, let me show you. Oh, goodness me. $300, okay, divided by your 5,000 that you put in, how many percent? If 600 is 12%, then 300 is what? 6%. So you now get 6% profit on your 5,000. See, here's the thing. Because you allowed the falling share to fall below that 20%, halved the return. If the return was 600, it has been halved, and the entire portfolio has gone down by 50%. The point is this. The point is this. Even though this might sound a little bit tricky, when you go over the video, you get it. The point is that the longer a stock continues to fall, the greater the effect on your overall profitability. So when somebody says that I'm holding it and still hoping that it will go up, is naivety. What this means is that if you allow losses to run into bigger losses, this will turn a good investment into an average one or even a bad one. It is for this reason why everyone that I talk to when it comes to some of this, I tell the person to place a stop loss. Place what? A stop loss. This technique is a very powerful thing, and I want to write it down and go back to my slides. Place a stop loss. Go and Google it. A stop loss on the investment that you are talking about, okay? So that you can minimize the downsides of the risk. That is now a stop loss is like the price point at which you now commit to selling your security or your assets that you have. It is used either to preserve the capital when a recently entered trade turns out against you. Okay? That is what happens to people who go into Bitcoin. Okay, because if you have not created a stop loss on some of these things, you now go into that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a whole new thing I'll be sharing and showing for those of you who want to go into shares. Shares is one way to multiply your investment, to increase your return on your investment. Another one is property. I'll not look at that today. Okay, another one is property. But let me now summarize the key points. Okay, because I want you to take a few of them home before I make my final announcement. The key point is this. Start with this basic one. Start with this basic one. Cut down your expenditure. Master, you are spending too much. You are spending, you have been taking Uber. You have been taking Uber. Am I lying? Start taking trotro. Start taking trotro. Wear the suit and take the trotro, you won't die. And now go and calculate how much Uber you are spending for the past 3 months. Okay, you will be shocked. When you calculate that money, you know what you should do? Take that money. Don't go and, because you are not using Uber, you go and spend it all. Take that money and go and buy a coupon bond or a treasury bill. And then begin continuously to do that. Remember that you were paying 50 Ghana cedis for Uber, 50, and multiply that by 25 days or 20 days. You will see how much income you would have saved. Start with that. Do this basic thing, because when I did that alone, I saved 64,000 cedis every month, every year. That is how much I saved, 64,000 cedis. That was the savings. So every year, 64,000. The next year, 64,000. The next year, 64,000. What do you think is going to happen by 5-10 years time? And meanwhile, you put that 64,000 into an interest-bearing asset, a financial instrument that is going to yield some. Just deal with that. Do the basic. Use that income to buy a treasury. See, cultivate the culture of everybody in the family saving. The father should write down his saving. The mother should write down his saving. The children, when they are giving the school fees or giving certain things, tell them, put 10% down. This is the foundation of wealth creation. It's knowledge. You don't need to be Dangote or Bill Gates before you start doing these things. I'm telling you, this will make you beautiful in 2028. You will not say that it's because I'm paying small. That small you are paying, you can take 10%. You can take 4%. In fact, I normally tell people that, look, the next time I can show you how you can cut down your expenditure to the extent that now you realize that you don't even spend anything. That's not surprising. You don't spend anything. I can show you that if you are earning 100 Ghana cedis, okay, by 6 months, you are spending 120 Ghana. By 6 months, your 100 Ghana cedis, you are still earning 100 Ghana, but you are spending zero. Zero. You realize that you're spending nothing. And you will not understand why. Because it is a principle of knowledge. Once you are able to put things in perspective, you see that the amount you are expending is even more than what you are actually doing. And sometimes you even get income from other people, but because you're not paying attention to your expenditure, it's not about the income. It's not about the income. It's about the expenditure. It's about the expenditure. It's not the income. It's not the income. It's not the income. It's the expenditure. I'm telling you, you don't have control over the income. That income that is coming is the same income that is going to come, unless you go and do some other businesses. But then stay with that income, but handle the expenditure. You can control that expenditure. Don't say that I can't control. I say stop taking taxi. Stop taking taxi. Stop taking Uber, Opele, take trotro. Take trotro. Yes, it's going to be painful taking public transport from here to Tamale. Okay, but you'll be taking a flight every time from here to Tamale, every Friday, okay? And you complain that you don't have income. Lack of knowledge. Oh, dear me. Okay, I am telling you, I've cut down a lot of things, and that is 64,000 every year. Okay, that is somebody's yearly income. Okay? But that is nothing. That has got nothing to do with even anything I ever dreamt of. Okay, for the past 2 years. Okay. All right. Now let me go to the first announcement. The first announcement is that my mentor is known as Mr. Ogochukwu Oniego. Some of you know him. He is doing a free event, open event, 31st of October. The title is Knowledge for Wealth Creation. The man is a dawn than I am. I don't reach him. When it comes to knowledge in wealth creation, the man is beyond anything. First of all, he's an embodiment of knowledge. He's a Solomonic version of the current one that we know. Okay, he is going to do that free program at the Labadi Beach Hotel on Sunday, 31st of October. On Sunday, 31st of October, it's going to be around 3 p.m. Exact time will come out, but it's going to be around 3 p.m. He's going to do this thing. It is free. He is going to do something that will change. Everything I'm showing you here was just sitting in just 2 hours of his class that I imbibed, and I've shared some of these things with you. Okay, and he's going to show you some of these things for free. So make it at a time. See, if you know anybody in your family who is always complaining on money, always complaining, it doesn't matter the money. It can be 200, it can be 500, it can be 600, it can be 1,000, 20,000, 50,000. It doesn't matter the money. Tell the person, attend that program and change your psyche, change your mind about how you view all the time. I don't have, I'm going. See, it's not about the money. It's about the knowledge to regulate the money. All right. It's not about the money. It's about having an understanding of how things work. And that is why you see that some people, they always pray to God, as if the others are not praying to God. Okay? But it's not working. It's not working because manna is no longer going to fall on the earth. It's going to be in our brain. God has created, the last time I showed you, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, let us create man in our image. And so when they created man in that image, man was born with the nature of God, but he was not born with the knowledge of God. That's why he has to learn. Okay. And so you can do incredible things. That's why man can go to the moon and build submarines and create atomic bombs. Okay? Knowledge is powerful. If you think knowledge is not powerful, go and ask the Al-Qaeda. Ask the Al-Qaeda and the Boko Haram. Okay. They go and sit down for somebody to give them idea and knowledge, and they go and kill themselves because of knowledge. That's how powerful knowledge is. Knowledge is sacred. Knowledge is sacred. Al-Qaeda will go and learn knowledge under the tube, down there in some stones, down there, hide themselves, learn knowledge, and that knowledge will tell them, go and then put a bomb on your body and go and kill 3,500 people in the World Trade Center, and they will do it. How powerful can that knowledge be? And how about you learning knowledge that is going to expand the capacity of your brain and make you happier, wealthier, okay, with an understanding, with godliness aside, attached to it? You are powerful. You will be powerful with this kind of knowledge. You got to be desirous of that sort of knowledge. If God is training you, it's more powerful than if Satan is training you. And if Satan can train people with knowledge, you know, it was the same knowledge Satan dropped into the mind of Eve in the Garden of Eden. In Genesis chapter 3, okay, he told him, did God really say you shouldn't take the fruit? He said, no, God didn't say that. God said we can take everything, but just this one. And Satan planted a knowledge, an idea. We call it a religion. Okay? So God is lying. God knows the day you will take it, you will die. He created knowledge. So Satan can create knowledge. And that's why he's creating knowledge from Al-Qaeda to be using it, to be doing some marvelous things. We are even surprised. God can also create knowledge. He's the embodiment of knowledge. He's the source of all knowledge. And what Mr. Ugochukwu does is to use this knowledge of the scriptures to expand your entire horizon to see things. Okay. So please make it up your mind and your goal to attend that program. It will be on a Sunday, 31st of October. You will be blessed. Now he has a detailed program. This one is not by force. This is for those who are willing and want to actually build a true knowledge. So he's going to give systems and processes that you just put it down, you create. So this time he's not going to tell you, go and multiply your salary you have made. He's showing you a system that you will create to generate your income, a system then you use to multiply your income. He's a master of wealth creation processes. Full stop. He worked with the JP Morgan for years. He's adopted that knowledge and he's expanding across the continent of Africa. Be under Dama. It is on the 4th to 6th November. That one is a paid event, a whole day, 9 to 5, fully paid, fully, captured with all payment, food, drinks, everything, but especially with the knowledge. Okay? And that is $1,000 for those who want. It is not for everybody. This is for those who treat. Watch the program. You see that it says company managers, business builders, business owners, senior professionals, lawyers, doctors, engineers, accountants, entrepreneurs, business consultants. This man is a multi-millionaire who is teaching things at the highest level. I'm privileged to be with him. Okay? If you want to be part of this, you can just contact me and then you can be part of that. Ladies and gentlemen, now for those of you who wrote your okay, and then now at this stage, before I come with the last announcement, any question?